Hi everyone at hashtag B1 Less News and hashtag CDC Whistleblower. This is Tad Tips 127. I am here with my diehards from the beginning, Timothy Welsh at Tanner's Dad and Candace S. Dave at CES Dave. At CES Dave, if you scroll through all of her visuals, photos on Twitter, has some of the best information out there. And at Tanner's Dad is about a fifth of all the billion impressions, probably more like 1.5 billion at this point, are Timothy Welsh. He is our social media expert, so we're going to get to his advice about hashtags really quickly. But first, this is a photo of following hashtag SB277 passing through the Education Committee after having floundered last week. This was the insanity of what happened outside, with probably 10 news crews and hundreds of parents all happy to share their story with the media. It was wonderful, the amount of media that was there. I don't think it matters what we do from now on as far as the media showing up. They get that this is a huge story in California. But what we do need to organize, and our strategy team is going to be working diligently on, is we need to be organized following these hearings. We're going to figure out a way to cluster people by the city that they live in, because that's how the news crews are asking to speak with people. Are you from Chino? Are you from LA? Are you from San Francisco? So we're going to have a plan and get it out to all the groups about how to organize that for next time. Bottom line is, I know everyone got disappointed by this vote, especially after things went viral about the lobbyists. But in the end, if our goal is that there will be one less vaccine-injured child and person, losing on Wednesday was the best thing that could have happened. I know that sounds crazy, but we are growing by the thousands every single day that more people realize how crazy this is. So chins up, everybody. It's time to get busy. Okay, so now we're going to go to this, Tim. What's going on with this lobbyist video that went out? Explain what it is quickly and what's happening to it.
Basically, Jeffrey Jackson is reporting on InfoWars, Alex Jones' show, and talking about Dr. Pan and Ben Ellen turning to lobbyists at the critical moment of the decision-making process. And the videos and articles and radio shows have all gone viral in the last 24 hours, and we may have just got it out there too soon. The distance between coming out and the vote was too soon before the pressure of the public. The elected officials are going to feel the pressure of the public now that just one of the videos I looked at just passed the 15,000 mark in less than 24 hours.
And I think we definitely missed the window. What happened was this was about an 18-hour turnaround from discovering something to this video being produced for Alex Jones. Nothing like that has ever been done. And so we certainly got it to go viral in our CDC whistleblower community and in the community of vaccine injury. What we didn't and weren't able to quite get done was to penetrate that bubble that our legislators surround themselves with. But this week they're going to hear about this, and every single day they're going to hear about more legal challenges to what they're trying to do. So what happened yesterday, Wednesday, of that vote of the Education Committee, is we transitioned from being a bunch of completely normal, everyday moms that they are trying to say are angry into a group of moms who have come to play ball. It is time for them to know who the boss is, and that's the gear we're switching into, possibly before the judicial hearing, possibly right after. So now let's go into really quickly. I had Mary Wilson, she's Liberty Bella, the number 2 on Twitter, track me down to get me to do an interview with NBC, which I did, which is available at /SB277 Dana if you want to look at that. So what you need to know if you're going to share that video is that I specifically talked about whooping cough being caused by the whooping cough vaccine, and I talked about, which is this map right here, and these links, and then I also talked about in Japan they have not used the MMR shot since 1993, because when I was trying to convince Ben Allen that this bill will be the disaster of his political career, and I explained to him that Japan has not had the MMR shot since 93. They used the M, and the R. And he's like, well, then people can just do that in America. I said, Ben, it's not even legal. So this is the backup data on all of that. So this, Ben, look at Candace. Tim is on fire tweeting all your memes, babe.
I'll get to it. I'm going to start at the beginning and get going. I started the other day and ran out of time.
I think he's racing you, girlfriend. Look at that.
I'm ready for him. Let's go, Tim.
We
got to bring this.
Race on. Let's do it. Okay, so now we have to have a serious conversation, a come to moment about the hashtags, Tim. I'm going to go back to oppose SB 277, and let me explain what I think based on what Tim's taught me, and then I want him to really go over what he thinks about hashtags. Tim, Candace, myself, a few other people are very judicious in how we choose hashtags moving forward since August. And we've had some real flops in there. We've made some mistakes steering people astray. And right now, since we're focusing on SB 277, we chose hashtag 277, not because we chose it, but because the opposition chose it. And whenever you're trying to choose a hashtag, the first thing you want to do is hijack any hashtag for whatever you're talking about. So that's why we use hashtag SB277. We married it to the hashtag mine, as in it's my body, mine, for two reasons. One, we were still able to maintain hashtag SB277 hijack. We were able to marry it to hashtag mine so that you can query those together both on Google and Twitter and get everything you need in a way that's acting very similar to hashtag oppose SB277. So hashtag SB277 combined with hashtag mine is playing a very similar role to hashtag oppose SB277. The difference is hashtag oppose SB277 is us just talking to each other, whereas hashtag SB277 combined with hashtag mine is us hijacking the other side, talking to everybody who looks up hashtag mine innocently, and also creating a file of those two hashtags together where we can easily communicate with each other. Did I explain that well enough, Tim?
That was very good.
So let's continue with the challenges we're having with this. We have lots of different groups presenting lots of different hashtags. Now that we're past this critical moment on Wednesday where we did the vote and people were able to put some of their photos here, for our purposes, what we're trying to do, which is impact the senators to vote a certain way, and then broaden our scope of people who learn from us, we need to abandon hashtag oppose SB277, keep hashtag SB277 combined with hashtag mine for the purpose of moving forward. Because we can also, at any point that hashtag SB277 is dropped, plug in the next bill that we need to deal with. So there's all these extraneous hashtags that our side created thinking it was the right thing to do that's actually creating white noise of ourselves communicating with each other and not getting anywhere. The hashtags that the other side has that we still need to hijack are hashtag community immunity, hashtag vaccines work, and hashtag I am the herd. Those are ones where we can communicate with each other, we can completely dominate those hashtags, and we can also speak to the world outside of ourselves. So Tim, what would your advice be on hashtags?
Well, it's always been the same. That it's the 5 things that we've always talked about. Having that meaningful hashtag of the moment, which has been either CDC whistleblower or SB277, and having the meaningful, reproducible link, the visual, tagging somebody that's relevant and has a lot of followers, action items, all of those things, and the visual impact. All of those things really go into making the tweet fly farther. And again, attaching it to the relevant events, that if it's a small enough hashtag that you can still get in there, but it's not like one that you're going to be using every time. Like if you're referencing the Elmo videos, it's okay to use Elmo. Or if it's referencing the Attorney General, the AG launch yesterday, is their hashtag that they're using for their event, and that brings their people back to the conversation of what we're doing.
And I'm just in the background trying to demonstrate the difference between what you're going to get at each hashtag. So I personally, for our purposes, we need to phase out, I think, all of these other extraneous hashtags: no mandates, kill the bills, parents. And for example, Hear This Well and Parents Do the Work were hashtags that we really, really wanted to take off. We really thought they were going to, and then they just didn't. They floundered for us. So hashtag CDC whistleblower has been able to be replaced with hashtag SB277 and hashtag mine for this short-term project of killing hashtag SB277. All these other ones just take up space. The only other hashtags that you want to use, and I'm going to show you right here, and I hope you laugh, is hashtag SB277, hashtag mine, hashtag bye bye Ben. Oh, there's nothing there. I thought Ben bye bye? I don't know. I thought we created that. Is it Ben bye bye? Sorry, gorilla video.
So Dana's giving you an example of where she came up with another hashtag that shouldn't be used.
Exactly. Except for that, we're going to try to. Okay, let me explain the purpose of this. No. Let me explain the purpose.
That's a twister. I know what you're going to say. You're going to twist on him and put the screws to him. But again, I personally feel that becomes a bullying point. And that's one of my platforms. If we stick to the issues and stick to our evidence, and then do it in a meaningful way. And again, I'm not the one to really say that out loud, because I'll switch gears right midstream.
Are you trying to tell me I shouldn't bully my boyfriend that Wendy says I have a crush on in our last?
It's just always better to take the high road. Yeah. You get people to listen to you.
Okay, so here's the hashtags that we're going to use for
if you get to use Bye Bye Ben, I get to use my voodoo video.
Okay, fine. You win. We won't use Bye Bye Ben. We'll use @BenAllenCA with @SB277 with hashtag mine. And we're going to put all the information that he needs to see in one place so that I can email his staffer and say, you know what, you need to look and see what's going on social media. Okay, what else do we need to look at? If anything, Candace, you're promising us that you're going to start tweeting a ton of content. So we're going to start looking for your old memes to reappear.
Yeah, there's so many that are just favorites, and I grouped all those aluminum ones together that were just awesome.
Here we're going to do our call out to Marsha McClelland, who, when we asked her to mark all of the people, she went to town. So yesterday look, Senator Levia, Senator Vidak, Senator Mendoza. So please go retweet @MoFMars333. Anything else, since this is getting long and we love you and we'll see you on Twitter?
Well, I think that connecting to the current events, the Attorney General being sworn in, Periscope, Elmo, those things are all relevant to the discussion. The President saying that we live in a democracy, which we know we live in a republic, and the President saying this morning that he has an open administration and things that could be out in the public domain and be open. Those sort of clips can go very far when you find those sound clips and put them out there.
This is cute. Today's message is brought to you by the letter E. E is for encephalitis. Love it, Zarama. She's another great one to retweet. Okay, so, and for anybody out there who didn't realize this the whole time we've been doing SB277, this is video 127, as in 127 days in a row. We have been trying to guide Twitter towards getting the most out of social media for the purposes of vaccine reality. So please don't squander this as a resource when it comes to which hashtags to use and how to mark people. We do these every single day. So by 2 o'clock tomorrow, you should be able to type in tinyurl.com/tattips128 and it should be there. Stay tuned and we will see you on Twitter. Thanks.